Hi guys, my name is Wayne Quinton. I just want to share with you the importance of leverage in property and how we must use it in property to get the results that we desire. So let's dive in, and these are known as the 4Ps. By the way, the things we need to leverage in property are also the things we need to leverage in life. Okay, so these are the 4Ps we need to leverage. The first thing we need to leverage, as you'd expect, is pounds. Most people go, that's the only thing you need to leverage. But no, the first thing we need to leverage is pounds. So, if we buy an house, somebody asked me this yesterday, should I buy it for cash or should I use bank finance? If you buy an house for cash, £100,000, and it's no mortgage on it, and the market goes up 10%, the house goes up and it'll be worth £110,000. You still have no mortgage, you've made £10,000 worth of growth. So the market went up 10% and you made £10,000 worth of growth. By the way, the stock market is the same. If I had £100,000 of stocks, I can't get a mortgage on it. The banks won't lend me money for stocks. The market goes up 10%. My stocks are all worth 110,000. I've made £10,000 of equity growth. 10 for 10. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Okay? Right. However, with the bank leveraging your pounds, they'll lend you 75% of the value of the purchase. I know you get this, but let's look at it. Let's look at the numbers. Now, with my £100,000, I can buy 4 houses. I know you have other costs and fees, but for simplicity, it's 4 deposits of 25,000 each. I buy 4 houses. When the market goes up 10%, each one goes up £10,000. So I get £40,000 of equity growth. Does that make sense? That's why property market kicks ass with the stock market every day of the week. Over time, the stock market goes up the same as property market, but you need to study it. But you can't get the leverage. Try walking into the bank going, I've got a hot tip on Morrison shares, will you lend me 75 grand? I'll put 25 in. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Try setting up a business going, I've got a brilliant widget company, will you lend me 75 grand? I'll put 25 grand in. They'll laugh you out of there. Why will the banks lend on property and not on other stuff? Because it's secure. They know it works. They're not stupid. Some people think they are. They're not. They make billions and billions. They know what to lend on. So hey, joint manager, partner, would you rather back what the banks are backing or back some random stock or share that your independent financial advisor probably hasn't even looked at as part of the fund? Okay? Read money, master the game. I recommended this to you yesterday and realised where all your money in the fund goes. The first 3.7% you make every year is taken away from you. So if you made 4% returns, costs and fees cost 3.7%, you get 0.3%. If it grows at 7.5%, they're taking 50% of the growth. It's like me going, invest £100,000, but I'll take the first 50,000 from day one and we'll start with 50. No one's going to do that, by the way. It'll take forever. That's what happens for any of you who've got money in pensions, that's in stocks. That's a fund. That's what's happening to you today. Right now, okay? Now, I can get this down to about 1.5% in reality. Read money, master the game. It's a game changer. You've got a pension, 75 grand plus. You've got to read it. You've got savings, 75,000 plus. You've got to read it. Anyway, get distracted. Okay, the most beautiful thing here is that we can now release equity. So we went back to the bank, we say, hey bank, we've put our rents up, so can I borrow 75% of the new value? They say, yes you can. You can borrow £82,500. So that's 7,500 I can release here. 7.5 here, 7.5 here. I can release 30,000 back out. I either take that back and pay it back to myself or to my JV partner, or I buy a fifth house with it. Now I've got 5 houses going up in value instead of just one. Same money in, 5 houses going up, or 1 house going up. I know which I prefer. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Cool. Would this make sense to a JV partner? Would this make sense to a 65-year-old who didn't really know about money? Yeah. I'm not looking at a 65-year-old. By the way, would this make sense to a 20-year-old or a 15-year-old? This makes sense to my 10-year-old Will. He gets this. He gets bank leverage because it's so simple when you lay it out like this. Okay? By the way, if the video quality is not quite what it should be, then let me explain. This isn't my usual arena, and coming out of lockdown, my videographer is not quite up to speed. So, if the content's more valuable than the quality of the video, then stick with me. It's just about to get going. So, that's where you leverage your pounds. What do we do next? We leverage the price that we buy at. The price. That's why I say buy at discount. We leverage the price. What happens when we leverage the price? Well, now with our £100,000, if we're getting 20% discount on all these and buying them for £80,000, and we put in £20,000 deposit, we can buy 5 houses instead of 4. Now when the market goes up 10%, they're all worth 110 like they were before, and we can refinance them. So £82,500 like we could before. Go back 2 slides, 82.5, exactly the same. But because the mortgage to start with was only 60,000, because we bought them at discount, I'm releasing £22,500 on each of these. I can release 112,500 back into my bank account again. You need to be smiling. This is amazing. It's totally amazing. So the market went up 10%, and I was able to get all my money back out because I had £50,000 of equity growth. 5 properties times 10 each, and £100,000 of equity from the discount. When the market went up 10%, would you rather have it in the stock market, 10 for 10, or here, 10 for 150% in property? I thought so. Yeah, exactly. Okay, JV finance. Now this is where you go to your JV partner and you say, hey, JV partner, put in 100 grand. Well, I'm saying to you, if you put in 100,000, then we'll buy 5 houses. I'll buy them all at discount. I'll do all the work. I'll put the effort in and we'll buy them at discount. And then we'll wait. There's the bad news. We'll wait for the market to go up 10% in London. It did this last year, but let's say it takes 3 years, 2 years, whatever. Then we refinance them. When you can have all your money back, and I'll give you your money back with interest. I'll give you 112,500 back. How's that sound? Great, good, let's go, let's do it. Now, in the perfect world, you just give them the £112,000. You own the houses, and off you go. In fact, you don't just off you go, you do it again. That's the perfect world. it's in the perfect world, yep. You've just paid them interest for lending you the money, and you've agreed to pay them interest at the end. So you don't have to pay as you're going along. But in the next perfect world, second perfect world, they want interest as you're going along on the £100,000. So let's say 5% interest, 6% interest for easy numbers. That's £500 a month, £6,000 a year, 500 a month. Your rental profit from the 5 properties will easily pay for that. So you're not having to pay for it. Okay, is this making sense, yeah? That's your second perfect world. In the third perfect world, which isn't bad when you go, let's do it together. So they put in 100 grand, and you'll say, I'll own 75% of them, and you can own 25% of them. You'll have 5 houses, 25% of 5 houses. I'll do all the work, I'll do everything, and at the end you go, do you want your money back? And they go, well, may as well do it again. Now, let's say that you're in a marketplace that goes up 10% a year for 4 years. Okay? You bought 5, you buy another 5, you buy another 5, you buy another 5. You've got 20 freaking houses, 20 properties in 3.5 years. If this goes up at 5% a year, it might take 7 or it might take 8. You've got 20 houses. And all you did was find one JV partner with 100 grand. Or you release equity out of your own home, or you just got to find money. Does this make sense? Yes or no? It's amazing. Would a JV partner get this when you showed them this? Yes or no? Now, they might go, well, does it go up in 10%? Let me show you the house price slides I've got, or watch my video from the YouTube channel. By the way, you do a video of this and you put it on YouTube. Yep, you practice, you practice, you practice. I mean, you try doing it in a person, and then you might do it to a few people. Or if not, just put it on YouTube. And then you're talking with them, you say, go and watch my video on house price data. Go and watch my video on leverage. It'll take you 10 minutes to watch them both, and then come and write a check. Yeah? Now, how you lay it out is simple, because it makes sense to everyone in the room, doesn't it? Really, really simple. Really simple laid out. Okay, and yes, there's some complicated principles, yeah? There's some detail, but we're just laying it out really simple for people. So now we've learned how to leverage our pounds and price in property. We've also touched on joint ventures. It's not something we're going to talk about here, but at some point we'll do a video to explain the different ways you can joint venture and apply these leverage principles to create greater opportunities. I hope this helps. If you find these videos useful, then please hit the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.